Hello everybody, welcome to New York Mets Baseball. This is RJL 518. Today is April 20, 1986. I want to welcome you to Shea Stadium for today's game between the Philadelphia Phillies and the New York Mets. Kevin Gross will take the mound for the Phillies. He's made 2 starts on the year and is 2-0 with an ERA of 0.68. This is his second start against the Mets. He's 1-0 with a 1.13 ERA against the Mets. We had a tough time against them last game. He'll be opposed by El Cid for the Mets. He's made 1 start of the year and is 1-0 with an ERA of 1.29. This is his second start against the Phillies. It's 62 degrees, clear, and the winds are calm here at Shea Stadium. So I thought I'd play some ball. I decided to try this layout. I kind of like maybe a little bit, maybe the layout look maybe might be a little bit nicer, and everything seems to be more kind of maybe neater possibly. I don't know. We'll see how this layout goes. So welcome you here on a beautiful day here at Shea Stadium, 62 degrees and clear. This is the third game of a 3-game series between the Mets and the Phillies. The series is tied at 1, so this is the rubber game. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Philadelphia. We have Gary Redus batting first, Aguayo batting second, Rick Shue will bat third, Dave Schmidt will bat fourth, Glenn Wilson will bat fifth, John Russell will bat sixth, Maddox will bat seventh, Jeltz eighth, and Gross will bat ninth. And let's take a look at the starting setup. We have Keith Hernandez at first, Wally Backman at second, Rafael Santana the shortstop, Howard Johnson gets the start at third, Danny Heap is in left, Dykstra gets the call in center, and Strawberry gets the call in right, Gary Carter behind the plate, and Sid Fernandez on the mound. 1.29 ERA, 1 win, no losses. He's given up 4 hits, 2 walks, but 8 strikeouts so far. This is the lineup that was done on April 20 against this Phillies team. Top of the first, leading off for the Phillies will be Gary Redus. He's batting .313 for the replay and already has 3 home runs. Here's the pitch from Fernandez. And he hits one deep to left, but Heap is there, 1 out. Now we'll see Luis Aguayo. He's off to a struggling start so far. He's 2 for 16 for the replay. Here's the pitch. Aguayo pops one up to shortstop. To Strawberry, and he makes the catch for the out. And now we'll see Rick Shue getting the call for Philly. He's 1 for 8 for the replay so far. So Von Hayes is not in the lineup today. We'll see if the Mets can take advantage of it. Here's the pitch from El Cid, and he hits one deep, and it is gone. Rick Shue smacks a home run, a 2-out homer. So here I am talking about Von Hayes, and all Rick Shue does is belt one. He hit 8 homers in 1986, and that's his first, I believe that is his first of the year, 356 blast, and the Phillies take a 1-0 lead. Here's Mike Schmidt. He's also struggling this year so far, 4 for 27 for the replay. But here's the pitch from Fernandez. And he grounds one through the infield for a base hit. Schmidt will hold it first. That's a single. And now Glenn Wilson. So after getting 2 quick outs, Sid Fernandez in a little bit of trouble. Glenn Wilson, 8 for 29 for the replay. He's got 2 home runs so far for the Phillies. Here's the pitch from Fernandez. Schmidt on his way to second, and he's out of there as Carter guns him down. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. Philadelphia leads 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the first. Take a look at the starting lineup for the Mets. It will be Lenny Dykstra batting first, followed by Wally Backman. Hernandez will bat third. Strawberry will bat fourth. Carter will bat fifth. We have Heat batting sixth. Howard Johnson batting seventh. Rafael Santana batting eighth. And Sid Fernandez, the pitcher, batting ninth. Starting defense for the Phillies, we have Mike Schmidt on at first base, Luis Aguayo at second, Steve Jeltz at short, Rick Shue, who just hit the home run, at third, Gary Redus in left, Gary Maddox gets the start in center field. It's his first appearance. It's his first appearance of the season, and Glenn Wilson will be in right, John Russell behind the plate, and here's Kevin Gross. Gross with a 4.02 ERA in 1986, but he's got a 0.68 ERA in the replay and already has a record of 2-0. So Gross has been very tough to beat so far in the early stages of the replay. Lenny Dykstra bats first. Dykstra 5 for 26. He's a little bit off the struggling start, but we'll see if we can go ahead and get a play. Here's the pitch to Dykstra. Dykstra hits one to deep down, and it is out of here. Dykstra got a hold of this one to right center, and just like that, the Mets tie it up. Dykstra hit 8 home runs, so 2 players who hit 8 home runs in 86 both hit a home run in the first inning in this game, and we're tied at 1. Here's Wally Backman. 3 for 11 for the replay. He hasn't made many appearances yet. But that's a big one there by Dykstra, and we're tied at 1. Here's the pitch to Backman. Backman grounds one to Aguayo, and he should be able to throw him out, and he does. 1 out, and the batter is Hernandez. Hernandez off to a good start, 10 for 26. Here's the pitch from Gross, and Hernandez will draw a 1-out walk, so he'll go to first. 60% chance, not a bad chance to steal. The batter is Darryl Strawberry. The problem with Strawberry, hit and run is not called for here. There's only a 2 on the hit and run scale, so I'll be letting Strawberry bat. Plus, Strawberry bats .292 against right-handers. Here's the pitch to Strawberry with Hernandez on at first. Strawberry hits one into the stands. That's foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Strawberry looking at the pitcher, looking at Gross. Gross gets the sign. Here's the pitch from Kevin Gross. Strawberry dribbles one to Schmidt. Schmidt throws to second, back to first, and he is safe, and we have an injury. It looks like Gross was hurt on the play, and he is heading for the dugout. Don Carmen will now come in to pitch for Philadelphia. He's a spot starter usually. 2.25 ERA for the replays. Only pitched 4 innings. 2 outs though. Strawberry's on at first. Carter at the plate on an injury that will eliminate Gross for the game. Here's the pitch to Carter. 2 outs. Carter draws a walk. So the Mets have runners at first and second now for Danny Heap. Heap is 2 for 6. But he only bats .083 against lefties. Boston up on the White Sox 1-0 in early American League action. Runners at first and second for Heap. Sets in there in the batter's box. Here's the pitch from Carmen. Heap pops one up to Wilson, and he has it, and that is it. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. We're tied at 1. We go to the second. Glenn Wilson will bat for Philadelphia. Fernandez back on the mound. He had a rough first inning. Let's see if he settles down a little bit for the second one. Here's the pitch to Wilson. Struck him out. First strikeout of the game for El Cid, and that will bring up John Russell. Russell 3 for 11 for the replay. Off to a pretty good start. He sets in. Fernandez gets the sign. Carter puts the fingers down. Here's the pitch for Fernandez. And he hits one to center. But Dykstra's got a great play. He makes a diving catch to retire Russell. And that is the second out. And now we'll see Gary Maddox. Gary Maddox making his first at-bat for the Phillies in the replay. He was 3 for 7 for the Phillies in 86. Fernandez toes the rubber. Looking at Carter. Here's the pitch. Maddox pops one up to center. But Dykstra's got it. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the second, still tied at 1. Here's Howard Johnson for the Mets. Batting 2 for 9. He's off to a sluggish start, batting .222. He does have a run batted in. Carmen coming in relief for Kevin Gross. Here's the pitch to Johnson. Johnson pops one up. And the question is who's going to get it. Looks like it's going to be Shoot. 1 out. Here's Rafael Santana. Santana off to a fine start, 8 of 20, 8 of 27, batting .296 for the replay. Question is how long that's going to last. We'll see if Santana can come through with a nice hit. Here's the pitch. Santana pops one into the outfield for a base hit. Maddox scoops it up and tosses it back in, so Santana gets a big hit. Here's Fernandez. Fernandez batted 11 of 68. He's 1 for 2, but this is definitely a bunting situation. Fernandez with the bunt. The throw to first is in time to retire Fernandez, but Santana moves to second. Runner on second, and now Dykstra. Dykstra already hit his first home run of the season. He's 1 for 1, and now it goes up against Carmen. He gets the sign. Carmen looks. Carmen wheels and deals. Dykstra hits one to left, but Ritas is there. After 2, we're still tied at 1. We go to the third. Here's Steve Jeltz batting for the Phillies. He's 5 for 26. Off to a bit of a slow start. Fernandez gets the call. Here's the pitch. Jeltz pops one up. That's a sky ball. Santana got it. 1 out. 1 down, and now the batter is Don Carmen. He's actually going to make a chance to hit here. He was 0 for 31. Fernandez looks at him. Here's the pitch to Carmen. And he hits a towering fly ball to center, but Dykstra's got it. 2 outs. And now Gary Ritas, who's 0 for 1. Fernandez looking in. Here's the pitch to Ritas, and he walks him. So Ritas draws a walk, and now the batter is Aguayo. A 2-out walk for Ritas. Ritas definitely a threat to steal, but Carter's been gunning down some base runners. We'll attempt to pitch out, see where the ball's going. There goes Ritas. Carter throws. He's safe. Steal number 5 for Ritas. And Luis Aguayo is still at bat. And if you're Fernandez, you pitch to him. He's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch to Aguayo. It's a pitch out, nothing going. Here's the next pitch. Aguayo grounds one to Hernandez. Great play by Hernandez. He dived toward the line and he'll step on the bag himself after a walk, but nothing across in the top of the third. Bottom of the third coming up. Kansas City and Toronto tied at 1 in third inning action in the third inning in the American League. Wally Backman leads off for the Mets. He's 0 for 1. Carmen on the rubber. Here's the pitch to Backman. Backman lifts one to left. Easy play for Glenn Wilson. Makes the catch for the out. And now Hernandez. He walked, let's see. He walked his last time up. You can take a look at the box score so far there. Thought I add that in a bit. Hernandez at bat. Carmen looking on. Here's the pitch from Carmen. Hernandez lifts one down the line to left, but Ritas is under it, and he makes the catch at the warning track. 2 outs, and now Darryl Strawberry, who's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch to Strawberry. Struck him out. And 3 is complete, and we're still tied at 1 on 2 home runs, one by Rick Shue and one by Lenny Dykstra. As we go to the top of the 4th, Rick Shue will lead it off for the Phillies. 3 complete, done. Fernandez gets the call. Here's the pitch. And this is hit one of the outfield, and it's a bloop to third. Johnson backing up. He leaves it's beyond his reach, and Shue has a base hit. Heap has to talk it back. So a leadoff hit by Shue, who's now 2 for 2 today. And now we got Mike Schmidt, who's 1 for 1. Schmidt hits lefties very well. Schmidt at the plate. Here's the pitch from Fernandez. Schmidt hits one to center. Dykstra getting over. He's got it at the warning track. And that's 1 out. The New York Yankees and Milwaukee getting underway. in the American League. Glenn Wilson, the batter for the Phillies. Shoe still on at first. Here's the pitch. Wilson strikes out. Second strikeout for Fernandez, and now the batter is Russell, who's 0 for 1. Shoe still at third. Fernandez gets the sign from Carter. Here's the pitch. And he hits one into the outfield for a base hit. Shoe will go to second and hold there, so John Russell comes up with a big hit. And now the batter is Gary Maddox. Maddox at the plate, runners at first and second, 2 outs. Fernandez gets the call. And here's the pitch to Maddox. And Carter's going to go talk to him about it. And now the pitch. And it's grounded up the middle. Santana throws to first, and he makes the play. So Sid Fernandez got in a little bit of a jam, but got out of it. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. Bottom of the fourth, still tied at 1. Here's the kid, Gary Carter. Gary Carter walked and moved Strawberry to second. Carmen gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Gary Carter. Carter hits one to center, but Maddox makes the catch for the first out. Now the batter is Heap. Heap is 0 for 1. Good crowd here at Shea Stadium on this day. Heap getting the sign. Now he gets back in the batter's box. Here's Carmen's pitch. Struck him out. And we have an injury. And that's an injury on Carmen. So Carmen is hurt, and he is now out for the day. That is the second Philly pitcher to be hurt by injury. And now we'll see Dave Rucker coming in for the Phillies. Can the Mets take advantage of this? Dave Rucker in 86, no wins, 2 losses, 5.76 ERA. The batter is Howard Johnson. But 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch to Johnson. Johnson lifts one to left. Reedus is getting there, and he's got it. Another pitcher's duel. We're still tied at 1 as we go to the 5th. Toronto leading Kansas City 3-1 in American League action in the 5th. Steve Jeltz will bat for the Phillies. He's 0 for 1 today. Fernandez still looking strong. And here's the pitch to Jeltz. Struck him out. Third strikeout for Fernandez. And now here is Dave Rucker. Will the Phillies let him bat? He had only 1 at-bat in 86. Here's the pitch. And nope, they're going to be a pinch hitter. And that's going to be Milt Thompson will come in to pinch hit. 6 for 32 for the replay, batting 188. Fernandez gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Thompson. Thompson hits one right to Backman, and he makes the catch. Second out. Top of the order now for the Phillies in Reedus, who's 0 for 1. Fernandez gets the sign from Carter. Here's the pitch to Reedus. Reedus hits one to center, but Dykstra is there. Nothing across in the 5th. We go after 4.5. We're still tied at 1. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The new pitcher for the Phillies will be Larry Anderson. He's got a 1.8 ERA for the replay so far. And we'll see if the Mets can get to him, as now the Phillies now bring in their right-handers. Rafael Santana leads off for the Mets. He is 1 for 1. Here's the pitch to Santana. Santana dribbles right to Anderson, and he throws him out at first. 1 down. The batter is Fernandez. They will let him hit. Here's the pitch to Fernandez. Fernandez hits a blooper towards left center, sinking, and it's going to be a base hit. Maddox coming in, and he tosses it back in the infield, so Sid Fernandez helps his own cause with a big hit. He'll go to first, and now the batter is Dykstra. Dykstra 1 for 2 today with a home run. A big chance for here for the Mets to try to get it on. Dykstra steps in. Here's the pitch from Anderson. Dykstra hits one through the infield for a base hit. He will hold Fernandez at second, and now the batter is Wally Backman. Runners at first and second, one out. Backman at bat. He's 0 for 2. Anderson gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Wally. Wally hits one. That's through the infield for a base hit. And a poor play is made. And a poor play is made by Jeltz. Do we send Sid Fernandez home with a safe chance of 66%? Yes, you do. Fernandez is going to... Do you send Dykstra to third? Yes, you do. Fernandez coming home. He's safe. Dykstra to third. He goes to third base. Backman will go to second. That's an RBI double. Fernandez slid in there and got it there. And runners at second and third, one out, and the Mets take a 2-1 lead. Sometimes you got to take some chances. Hernandez at bat, he's 0 for 1. Runners at second and third. Hernandez looking. Let's see what Anderson does. Here's the pitch to Keith Hernandez. Hernandez hits one high to Reedus. He makes the play. Dykstra will score, and it is now 3-1 Mets. Credit Keith Hernandez with an RBI. And now the batter is Strawberry with Backman on at second. Harry Anderson toes the rubber. Strawberry is 0 for 2. And here's the pitch to Darrell. Strawberry hits one through the infield for a base hit. Strawberry 1 for 2. He's safe for the double. The run will score, and the Mets now make it 4-1. So Larry Anderson comes in and gives up 3 runs in the 5th inning so far. Strawberry on at second. Gary Carter's now the batter. The Phillies will now bring in Kent Tekulve. He's 1-0 so far for the replay. Carter on it. Carter at the plate. Strawberry on at second. Here's the pitch from Tekulve to Carter. And he walked him. Carter will go to first. So runners at first and second, 2 outs, and now Danny Heap, who's 0 for 2. The Mets trying to do a breakout inning here, but we know how good Philadelphia can be in the later innings. Danny Heap at bat. He's 295 against the righties. Tekulve with the pitch. Heap grounds one through the outfield for a base hit. Strawberry will score. And it's now 5-1 Mets as Heap comes through with a big RBI. Carter goes to third and will stay there. And we're still in the bottom of the 5th. Here's Johnson, who's 0 for 2. Tekulve looking at the sign. Here's the pitch to Howard Johnson. Johnson hits one. That's through the infield for another base hit. Said Heap to third. No, we'll hold him. Howard Johnson gets the hit parade. Carter will score, and it's now 6-1 Mets. As Philadelphia's pitching is just blown up here, but in fairness to them, that's what happens when you have 2 pitchers that go out with injury. Here's Rafael Santana as the Mets have batted around in this inning. Santana at the plate. He's 1 for 2. He's the one that started this whole thing. He grounded to the pitcher. Here's the pitch to Santana. Santana hits one right back to Tekulve, and he'll make the putout. But it was a big inning for the Mets. 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors. The Mets now lead at 6-1 as we go to the 6th inning. Is that enough for Fernandez? We're about to find out. It'll be Luis Aguayo leading off for the Phillies. Fernandez back on the mound after what seemed to be a long time he was sitting in that dugout as the Mets put 5 runs on the board in the 5th. Here's the pitch to Aguayo. He hits one to center. Dykstra's got it. Puts it away for the out. And now the batter is Shu. Shu is having a good day. He's 2 for 2. He has a home run, an RBI, and a run scored. Can Fernandez quiet him down a little bit? Here's the pitch from Fernandez. Struck him out. And that's the 4th strikeout for El Cid. And now the batter is Schmidt. Schmidt is 1 for 2. He grounded a single between third and short and flied to very deep left center. Schmidt at the plate. Here's the pitch from Fernandez. And Schmidt hits one high, deep, but not enough for heat. And that's the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the 5th coming up. Ticovey back on the mound for the Phillies. Sid Fernandez will bat for the Mets. He'll lead it off. He's 1 for 1. Ticovey gets the sign. Here's the pitch to El Cid. Sid grounds one to Aguayo. That should be routine. 1 out. Here's Dykstra. Dykstra having a good day. 2 for 3 with a home run and RBI and scored twice. He hit a solo homer to right center. He flied to left and then lined a single to center and moved Fernandez over to second. Dykstra sets in the batter's box. Ticovey on the mound. Here's the pitch to Dykstra. Dykstra grounds one up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. Maddox will fire it back in. Dykstra will hold it first. Backman the batter. With 1 out, do you send Dykstra? 53%? I don't think so. You're up by 5 runs. I think you go ahead and play standard baseball here. Wally Backman at the plate, 1 for 3. Here's the pitch to Wally. Backman hits one right into the outfield. That's a soft liner between third and short. That's a base hit. Dykstra will hold at second base. And now runners at first and second, 1 out for Hernandez. Hernandez 0 for 1. He walked. Then he flied deep down the left field line. And then he flied to deep left to sacrifice, which allowed Dykstra to score. 6-1 New York, bottom of the 6th. Runners at first and second here at Shea. The White Sox and Boston tied at 2 in the American League action in the 7th. Hernandez, though, doesn't have the hit. Can Hernandez come through with a big hit here? Can never have enough runs. Ticovey on the mound. Here's the pitch to Keith Hernandez. And he hits one through the infield, base hit. They will send Dykstra home. Backman will not hold. Backman will hold. The throw home. Dykstra is safe. As the throw is up the line, it gets away from Russell. Backman goes to third. Hernandez goes to second, and the Mets score 2 on that. As Backman will score, it's now 8-1, and the Mets have totally blown this game out. So runners still at second base. Hernandez at second. Strawberry the batter now. He's 1 for 3. The Mets are definitely taking it to the Phillies as we're trying to get this. We're trying to win back a series we lost to the Phillies earlier in the replay. And that is an error on Maddox. Strawberry at the plate. The pitch from Ticovey. And that'll be scored, a wild pitch. Hernandez is going to go to third. Strawberry still at the plate. Here's the pitch to Strawberry. And he grounds one through the infield, base hit. Another run will score. Reedus fires it back in, and the Mets are now up 9-1. Gary Carter will now bat. He is 0 for 1 today, but he's been up 3 times. He walked, fly to deep center. He walked twice and fly to deep center. Carter at the plate, Strawberry on it first. Here's the pitch to Carter. Strawberry could steal this base, but there's no need. Here's the pitch to Carter. Carter grounds one to Schmidt. Schmidt throws to second, back to first for 2, and not in time. Carter will get to first base on a fielder's choice. Danny Heap will bat now. Heap was 1 for 3, flied to right center, struck out, and grounded a single between first and second to score a run. Heap the batter. Ticovey still on the mound. Here's the pitch to Heap, and he walks him. So the on-base percentage for the Mets today has been outstanding. The batter now is Johnson, who's 1 for 3. Popped to third, flied to left, and lined a single over second to score a run. Fans here are loving it here in Shea. It was supposed to be a big-time rubber game, but now it's turned out to be a very relaxing game at Shea Stadium. Howard Johnson at the plate. Runners at first and second, 2 out. Here's the pitch to Johnson. Russell's going to go talk to Ticovey. Comes back. Here's the pitch. And it's grounded to Jeltz, who should throw him out. But it's close. He'll have to hurry. He's safe. Carter goes to third. Heap to second. And Johnson gets an infield base hit. And the bases are loaded for Rafael Santana, who is 1 for 3. But Santana has definitely done the job today. Single to right center, grounded a pitcher and line to the pitcher. Bases loaded. Santana gets the sign from Davy Johnson. Ticovey gets the call. Here's the pitch from Kent. And it's grounded to Aguayo. That should end it, and it does. 3 runs, 5 hits, an error, and after 6, the Mets are comfortably ahead 9-1, but there's no such thing as comfortable in baseball. We go to the 7th. Glenn Wilson will bat for the Phillies. Again, Sid Fernandez had a lot of time in the bullpen to think about what to do. Here's the pitch to Wilson. Wilson hits one right to Johnson, a frozen rope towards him, and Johnson grabs it, 1 out. Here's Russell. Russell 1 for 2, but he's batting .308 on the year so far. Here's the pitch from Fernandez to Russell. Russell hits one. That's going to be a base hit to Dykstra. Russell's going for 2. He hits the dirt. He's safe. That's a double. As I said, Philadelphia can score runs, but Russell's now on second base. The batter is Gary Maddox. He's 0 for 2, but he's due to make these due. Maddox at the plate. Here's the pitch from Fernandez. And he walked it. So Maddox goes to first, so runners at first and second with an out. The batter now is Jeltz. Here's the pitch to Steve Jeltz. He's 0 for 2 today. Jeltz, hits a rope to left. It's a base hit. Russell rounds third and will hold. So now we got 1 out. It's 9-1, and now the Phillies have bases loaded. Kent Ticovey's the batter. Here's a pinch hitter showing up. Nope, Ticovey hits one, and it's flied down the left field line, out of play. They're going to let Ticovey bat. I don't understand that. Philadelphia I don't understand the play. Dalton, Gross, Hayes, and LaFay are on the bench. I don't get that play. Here's the pitch from Fernandez. Struck him out. 5th strikeout for Fernandez. The batter now is Gary Redus, who's 0 for 2. Redus has 1 grand slam on the season. Let's hope he doesn't get one here. Fernandez getting the call. Here's the pitch to Redus. Redus lifts one to left. It's high, deep, but Heap's got it. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. Still 9-1 Mets. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 9-1 Mets. As Sid Fernandez has been excellent, but the Met lineup has been outstanding. And Kent Ticovey is still on the mound for the Phillies. I don't understand why. I guess maybe I figured since the game was a blowout, maybe Philadelphia didn't want to use any more pitchers. Fernandez is near his pitch count. He's he's near his pitch count, and I'm going to go ahead. I think he's done his work. So I'm going to go to the bench. I'm going to go to the bench, and I'm going to bring, he's a righty, so I'm going to bring in Tim Tuffle to bat. So that'll be all for Sid Fernandez. He pitched a beautiful game. Tim Tuffle will pinch hit. Tuffle bats .253 against the righties. Bottom of the seventh. Tovey's still on the mound. Here's the pitch to Tuffle. Tuffle laces one to Schmidt. Schmidt's going to take it himself. 1 out. And now we'll see Lenny Dykstra, 3 for 4, 3 hits today. He has been outstanding for the Mets, including a big home run in the first that tied the game up. Dykstra back in the batter's box. Here's the pitch. And Dykstra goes down on strikes this time. And now the batter is Backman. Backman 2 for 4 today. Backman sits in the batter's box. The pitch from Tovey. Backman grounds one to Aguayo. He throws to first. That should get him out. So no runs, no hits, no errors. Still 9-1 Mets. The Mets are going to go into the bullpen. Coming on to pitch for the Mets will be Bruce Bereni. 13.50 ERA, but I'm using him as mop-up. And we'll see if Bereni can just end this game here. Luis Aguayo will bat for the Phillies. He leads off. He is 0 for 3. Here's the pitch from Bereni. Aguayo hits one to center. And that is off the wall. Aguayo's going to run to second and have himself a double. So Aguayo goes to second. He'll hold there, and the batter is Rick Shue. So I bring in Bruce Bereni, and right now his whip early in this is a 6, so we'll see what happens here. Bereni gets the sign. Shue is 2 for 3. Here's the pitch from Bereni. Shue grounds one to Santana, who can't make the play. It's under his glove. Santana will be charged with an error. So even though Met can make a good pitch, now we have an error. And now you got runners at first and third and nobody out. Schmidt the batter now for the Phillies. Bereni there. Carter getting the sign. Here's the pitch to Schmidt. Schmidt hits one. Out of here. Home run. I bring in Bruce Bereni to try to just mop the game up. 1 error, 1 hit, and a homer, and suddenly the score is 9-4. The batter now is Glenn Wilson, who's 0 for 3. The Mets will now bring in Roger McDowell. I have no choice. Still nobody out, as the Phillies put 3 on the board. Here's the pitch to Wilson. And we're going to see a pinch hitter in Von Hayes. Von Hayes, 7 of 24 for the replay, 292 average. Here's the pitch from McDowell. Hayes hits one up the middle. Santana this time makes a clean play. 1 out. Batter now is John Russell. He's 2 for 3. Fly to deep left center, lined a single between third and short, and doubled to right. McDowell's still on the mound. Here's the pitch to Russell. Russell hits one to left. Heap's got it. Puts it away for the out, 2 down. And now Gary Maddox. Maddox is 0 for 2. Carter gives McDowell the sign. Here's the pitch. And he walks Greg Maddox. So we can't get out of the inning. Maddox will go to first. The batter now is Jeltz. Maddox at first, not a threat to steal. Jeltz 1 for 3. Here's the pitch. And another walk. So Roger McDowell now walks 2 batters, and the batter now is to Covey, who's 0 for 1. Will they let him bat right now? Yep, they do. And Covey grounds one to Santana, throws to Backman, and that ends the inning. And again, I don't understand it. 3 runs on 2 hits and an error. It's now 9-4, so we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Kent Covey still on the mound for the Phillies. Leading off is Keith Hernandez. He has 3 RBIs today. Here's the pitch. And Hernandez gets a leadoff walk. They'll go to first. Strawberry now at bat. 2 for 4. Grounded to first, struck out, doubled to right center, and grounded a single between third and short. He's got 2 RBIs. Hernandez on at first. Strawberry up. Here's the pitch from Covey. Strawberry hits one through the infield for a base hit. Johnson will not send Hernandez. Runners at first and second, nobody out for Carter. Covey way above his pitches. Oakland and Seattle now getting their game underway in American League action. Here's Carter. He's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch from Covey. Carter hits one to center. Maddox will make the catch. Hernandez is going to go to third and make it. It was very deep. Maddox will hold on to the ball. And now you have runners at first and third and an out for Danny Heap. Heap was 1 for 3. He has an RBI today. Heap flied to center, struck out, grounded a single between first and second, and walked. Here's the pitch to Danny Heap. Heap hits one into the outfield for a base hit. That will score Hernandez. Covey doesn't look sharp, but then again, they're leaving him out there. He's already about 25 pitches above his EPC. I'm very surprised that Philadelphia's manager has not yanked him out. Howard Johnson is the batter now. Runners at first and second and 1 out. It's now 10-4 Mets. Here's the pitch to Johnson. Struck him out. And now we'll finally see a pitching change for the Phillies in the form of Dave Stewart. Why he wasn't brought in earlier, I don't know. But maybe because Philadelphia already knew that the game was a blowout and figured just to rest their bullpen. I mean, they have Gross, Bedrosian, and Hudson in the bullpen. You had Dalton, Gross, and LaFay on the bench. I'm a little surprised at that. Santana 1 for 4, first and second for the Mets. They already got a run in this inning. Dave Stewart, 1.8 ERA for the replay. Here's the pitch to Santana. Santana hits one right to Maddox, and he makes the catch. A run, 2 hits, and no errors. It's now 10-4 Mets as we go to the top of the 9th. Roger McDowell will stay on the mound. Gary Reedus leads off for the Phillies. Gary Reedus is 0 for 3. He flied out, walked, and flied out, and 3 flyouts. Here's the pitch to Reedus, and we're going to see a pinch hitter. It'll be Darren Dalton. He's 3 for 16 for the replay. Here's the pitch to Dalton. Dalton dribbles one to Hernandez. He will take it himself. 1 out. And now Luis Aguayo, who's 1 for 4 with a double. A win here, we win the series. McDowell toes the rubber. Here's the pitch. Struck him out. First strikeout from McDowell in the game. And the Phillies are down to their last batter, and that's Rick Shue, who started things off for Philly, 2 for 4, with a home run and RBI. He scored twice. McDowell looking to get the sign. Here's the pitch to Shue. Shue hits a popped it up. Heap and Johnson called for it. Johnson's got it. That's the game. And the Mets will take the victory over the Phillies, 10-4, and they take the series in Shea. Sid Fernandez gets the win. He goes to 2-0. Larry Anderson takes the loss, goes to 0-1. A little bit difficult for Philadelphia, not all their fault. Kevin Gross didn't even make an inning pitched. He pitched 0.2, two-thirds of an inning before being hurt. Then Don Carmen came in. He got hurt. And then Rucker, Anderson, Ticovey, and Stewart had to pitch there for the Phillies. Anderson gave up 4 runs. Ticovey gave up 5 earned runs. In a way, not really Philadelphia's fault. Fernandez was beautiful. He only gave up 1 earned run, 6 hits, walked 2, and struck out 5. Bruce Bereni, however, I don't know if I'll be bringing him again anytime in the future. But he certainly didn't have it in that, as he gave up 3 quick runs. 2 of them were earned. And McDowell closed the game out. But in the batting category, it was all Mets. Only Gary Carter did not get a hit for the Mets, but he did score a run as he did walk. But Dykstra had 3 hits. Strawberry had 3 hits. Backman, Heap, and Johnson all had 2. The home run by Dykstra. Hernandez was awesome today. 1 for 2 with 3 RBIs. Strawberry 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs. Dykstra 3 for 5 with a home run. Kind of hard. Don't know who to give the golden bat to. Don't know who to give the golden bat to. I think I'll give it to Hernandez. Hernandez was 1 for 2, scored twice, 3 RBIs, walked twice. I guess I can give it to him, even though Dykstra is well and deserved it as well. For the Philadelphia Phillies, Rick Shue was 2 for 5 with a homer, and Schmidt was 2 for 4 with a homer. That was his first home run of the season. The Phillies dropped to 6-3. The Mets advanced to 5-3 early on in the season. Well, everybody, that's it for today's game. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time for Mets baseball. Mets over Philadelphia, 10-4. See you next time, everybody.